I will just quickly introduce this particular session. So basically, it's a thought-provoking conversation tracing the journeys of the chef who have, reached excellence. So through these series, we aim to inspire students to channel their passion for culinary arts while, examining the profound role plays in shaping the global perception and strengthening India's soft power. Now, I know that, you are someone that does not need an introduction, but I have wrote it all by myself. So I will just introduce you and we'll start and, we'll dive into the conversation. So if MasterChef has taught us, it's that food isn't about taste, but it's about technique, tradition, and a bit of drama. But today we have someone who embodies all three, and we have with us Chef Chalapathi Rao, with a career spanning decades and a deep passion for authentic Indian cuisine. He has redefined how we experience regional flavors. At Simply South, he puts the spotlight on lesser known South Indian dishes, provoking that the best culinary treasures are often hidden in plain sight. So let's dive into the journey and uncover the secret sauce to his success. I'm very much excited to have this conversation with you. And without further ado, I will jump on to the questions.
Sure.
So many questions that I have, but I wanted to dive deep into your journey right since your childhood when you were 11, and after your mother was bedridden due to an accident. So this early immersion into kitchen sparked a passion for cooking, and later a visit to your cousin's house, you introduced to a hotel management, and leading you to pursue a formal training in the field. So given these experiences, do you ever consider pursuing a different career path before fully committing to becoming a chef?
Yes, like any middle class family, they always consider that their kid should do this, that. So similarly, I was told that I should be a doctor, and this is the actual story. What happened when I got through the hotel management? Also, I was waitlisted in one of the universities for the MBBS course, but I was still reluctant to go and join hotel management. My father said, "There's no harm in just going and paying the fees, and then we'll wait and watch." So it's not me; it's my father who went all the way to Chennai, and fortunately, my uncle was staying there, so they both went and paid my fees. Actually, I joined college maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks down the curriculum has started, but once I have decided, there's no turning back.
Understood.
So that's the journey has been.
Understood. No, but I'm sure that we are proud, and the entire would also have been proud that till what are you doing right now, and you have taken the South cuisine to another global scale as well. So, as we know that Simply is one of your ventures, and it's dedicated to showcasing authentic South Indian cuisine. So, what was the driving force behind, creating a regional flavors in a market that often leads towards mainstream Indian dishes?
So there are various answers to this. To begin with, I'll start with this. So every hotelier, when he starts his career, there's always a dream to own something for himself or herself. So that dream was always there in me also. So to pursue that, yes, I worked in industry for quite some time before I took this decision. It was not a very easy decision to turn into an entrepreneur from moving from a very comfortable life when you're working in a hotel and you're doing very well for yourself, and suddenly you decide to turn into entrepreneur. So there every month end or in the first week of every month some amount will hit into your bank. But here, being an entrepreneur, there is nothing like that. So, an entrepreneur friend of mine, when I said I want to be entrepreneur, gave me a book to read. I can't recollect that book, but in that it says there will be times and days when entrepreneur will have money in his wallet, and there will be days when there won't be even $10 in his pocket. So that is the life of an entrepreneur. If you are ready to accept that, you can always get into that. That's what the book says about it. And yes, I've taken that decision. It was not a very easy decision, moving from a very comfortable zone to a very uncomfortable zone. But once you have taken the decision, as I said, there's no turning back. And your family, your near and dear has to support you through this endeavor, and which they did. So that's where I stand.
No, actually, you are very good at what you do, sir. And we believe that, like Indian cuisine is like incredibly diverse, right? So yet its global representation, often narrows down to, like a very limited dishes like biryani, butter chicken, and dosa. So, however, recent culinary trends, suggest a broader appreciation for regional Indian flavors. So, for instance, Chef Rohit Gai's new London restaurant, that is Vatavaran, right? It focuses on Himalayan fine dining, reflecting a shift towards more refined and regional diverse Indian offering abroad. So, what do you think is the biggest misconception about South, and how do you challenge it?
So you asked this question. It is a dovetailing to the previous question. As I said, when we started Simply South, I have done research across various cities. Uh, some of the cities I found South Indian cuisine was given its due respect, but the problem is with due respect to all restaurants, because every restaurant owner knows how and where he wants to position his restaurant. So I went and visited various restaurants. Where I came across is South Indian cuisine is what they call themselves, but the first two pages of the menu is South Indian, rest is Indian, Chinese, tandoor, etc., etc. So I'm not finding a fault in that, because it is their positioning of their restaurant, and that's how they look at the entrepreneurship of theirs. So I thought, and South Indian being my forte, I said no. I will do what is my forte. Number one. Number two, as I said, as you rightly pointed out, South Indian cuisine ends with idli, dosa, vada. To be very honest, there is a plethora, uh, abundant of food which is still untapped. Untapped, I'm talking about. What I'm doing is not even a tip of iceberg is what. It's just a dot of what. There is so much of food Indian cuisine has to offer. It is so diverse. It changes every 50 kilometers. So to that extent, if when there is food is available, it is for somebody to tap that and showcase it. That's what exactly I've done. I've not done anything different, is what I'll put it that way.
No, right. You have actually, made so many South Indian recipes. I recently saw your very recent recipe, that is Ugadi. It was very nice, and to be honest, I have to also to make it for me. But yeah, like actually, you have different, like in South Indian only, you have different plates that that as you rightly mentioned, that are untouched. We are looking forward that you would be showing us different dishes only from South Indian. So yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes. As I said, my endeavor is to do that, and I am trying my best. As I said, the biggest satisfaction what gives me is when I see a table of three or four generations sitting together and eating, because they have heard of this a particular dish, they have tasted when their grandmothers used to make or their great grandmothers used to make, but you don't get it in retail these days, and it is laborsome or whatever, due to various socio-economical conditions, they are not being made at home.
Right.
So but I have eaten during my childhood. How do I recollect that?
Very
So
true.
it's a very satisfying moment for me when I see. three generations or four generations sitting together and enjoying the food. And that gives me tremendous satisfaction that yes, something you have done right, and you need to pursue it further to show it to the entire world that there is more food than idli dosa vada.
Very true. No, actually, we should start with, scratching towards, like, new dishes and then going on. But I'm going to dive into a few financial aspects. So, Chef, allow me to, just read out the question because I'm very bad with numbers. So, the Indian food service industry is on a robust growth trajectory. So, with projections, estimating its value to reach $144 and $152 billion by 2030. So this expansion is driven by challenging consumer preferences and growing appetite for diverse culinary experiences. So in light to this significant growth, what key trends do you foresee shaping the future of regional Indian cuisine?
So, to be more specific, it is I'm not just talking about a South Indian cuisine here. I would like to speak about the entire Indian cuisine. The micro cuisines are coming up. The regional cuisines are coming up in a very big way. Look at food from East, Assam, further down Manipur, Tripura, all these places, the food is coming out now. So there is, as I said, there is so much of food which is still unexplored, which needs to be showcased to the entire world. So I think it's just a beginning. There is enough and more to showcase for us. And as you rightly put, yes, the industry is robust, growing. Uh, but in with the growth, we should not forget that we need to promote these cuisines also along with it to showcase to the world. A lot of people won't even know what is served in which part of the country. So all this have to go hand in hand. It is not just the chefs; it's the electronic media, it's the newspapers. It's everybody has to contribute to make this on a war footing. Let me put it to showcase our cuisines to the world.
Right, right. No, like with showcasing, new dishes to the world, there also comes with that sustainability. And with the sustainability, it's a very big topic in the food industry. So, how do you incorporate, sustainable practices in your cooking and what role do you think, chefs play in shaping the responsible food habits?
Uh, uh, your voice is breaking in between. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Uh, See, first of all, as you rightly put, food sustainability is a very vast topic to talk about. Uh, from where you want me to start? Let's start with zero hunger. Let's try to feed all stomachs. That's one of the biggest challenges what we face. There are a lot of people who don't get two good square meals in a day. Yeah. Uh, uh, Second thing, as a consumer or as an entrepreneur, or since I also go out and visit restaurants and things, it is about responsible consumption. Yeah, yeah. And the third thing, as an entrepreneur, I'll say is a responsible sourcing of ingredients, the right way of sourcing ingredients and things like that. And most importantly, if you ask me, it is about the well-being of individual.
correct.
All this have to be play a very important role in contributing towards the food sustainability.
Right.
Okay. Plus, obviously, we need to be aware of various things like there are certain fishes which are getting extinct because we have overeaten them. There are certain, we have to take care of the lands in which it's the farmer who suffers a lot the most. He should get his he should get his dues to give us the right kind of ingredient. Because if we don't get the right kind of ingredients, the final product will not be the right product what you're looking at.
Right.
So all these play a very important role. Apart from that, innovation in the industry, along with infrastructurally, we need to work to improve all that to make a good work-life balance. Yeah.
Right.
Uh, all of these are some of the food sustainable things I feel we need to water. So it's going to be uh, there will be a scarcity of good potable water in coming future years. It's an important resource what we need to be careful about and uh, preserve it.
Right.
Yeah. So these are some of the things. Local sourcing is the best sourcing, is what I feel. And as a consumer or as an entrepreneur, both uh, well-being of the client or the guest. I won't say client, guest. Like when you have guests at home, you treat them the way. It's also keeping in mind carefully that we should use these chemicals or not in our
Right.
food,
Right.
or we have to just present a honest food to the customer.
Definitely. No, that is one thing that everyone should keep in mind, and definitely we are going to try to inculcate these points in our day-to-day lives as well. But at IIM, we emphasize blending global perspectives with local traditions. So how do you see regional Indian cuisines evolving in a way that they stay authentic while they're appealing to an international audience?
Well, so I'm not saying that you don't do a food styling or whatever, but whatever you're making a dish, the soul or the heart or the taste, flavor, texture of that dish should remain the same. On top of it, whatever you want to do to make it more presentable is fine. But when you eat, when you say it's something XYZ, when I put it in my mouth, it should take me back to that XYZ. You're getting my point. On top of it, to make it appealing, you make it appealing to the international clientele. You do food styling whatever the way you want to,
Right.
but the heart and the soul of the dish has to be there.
Right.
If
No.
you're talking about a butter chicken, it has to taste like a butter chicken. On top of it, whatever you want to do, do it. I have no problem. However you want to present it, that is the creativity of or the artistry of the chef who is doing it.
Right.
But the core essence is butter chicken. The
Right.
essence of the dish has to be there. That's my take on it.
Right. No, the food should give you, like when you are eating it, it should give you a nostalgic, feeling.
Yeah.
So coming on to, many chefs, aspiring chefs, struggle with balancing creativity and business. So what advice would you give to the students who want to build a successful career without compromising their vision?
So let me put it straight. There is no shortcut to success. It's as good as let me give you an example of gold. Gold goes through that high intensity of heat to give that shininess when we actually wear it or use it somewhere. Similarly, in any profession, you need to burn your hands. I am not literally saying burn your hands, but you need to deep dive into it to understand, learn, get the basics right. Then you apply those basics the way you want to. But you need to know your basics right. You need to know your subject thoroughly before you actually do or get into something.
Right.
So
Right.
everything, there's no shortcut. You have to go through that grind. It's like the wine getting older tastes better, they say in the bottle. Similarly, you need to go through the grind to understand, gather your experiences, learn from your mistakes. Until as you do a mistake, you will not enjoy success. Let me tell you that.
Right.
So you need to do mistakes, but biggest learn there is no shortcut. what you do.
Right, right. No, actually, to success, obviously there are stepping stones that we need to go through and not skip any. And just like that, I.I.M.U.N also aims to create principled leaders who can navigate challenges with. Is it audible now?
It's audible. Yeah.
Okay. So in the culinary world, did you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So it involves managing teams and understanding diverse consumer preferences. So from kitchen management, changing customer trends. What's the most unexpected challenge that you have faced in your career, and how did your leadership principles help you overcome it?
Uh, yes. When you it's a very simple example what I'll give you. In a family of four, the mother knows exactly what each kid likes and what her husband or whoever the family members are there. I'm not saying only mothers should cook, men also should cook because it's a life-saving. Uh, it's as important as a life-saving what you call action or whatever. So keeping that in mind, when you are cooking for 100 odd people, I'm just giving an example. So you follow a particular pattern, okay? Of this is what my spice level will be. This is what it's going to be. If somebody certainly wants to have less spicy, we do factor in and we do the course correction where it is possible. Where it is not possible, we do tell the guests the same thing. Similarly, if somebody wants to eat a spicy food, we do the course correction. But if it is within the authenticity or applicable to the recipe what or the dish what they asked for. Uh, Coming to an incident, yeah, I was serving to a foreign gentleman from Australia, and he called me and he said, "Give me the spiciest dish on your menu." Being very reluctantly, being a foreigner, I was very reluctant to give him the spiciest dish on the menu to him. He said, "No, no, no, don't worry, son, get me that." So I gave him that dish. He called me again and he said, "This is not spicy." I said, I was like wondering because I was worried that he might have a stomach upset or something and unnecessarily he'll be in problem. He has come to visit our country. I spiked up the dish with spices and especially hot chili he was talking about. I gave it to him. Again, he called me and he said, "No, this is not spicy enough for me." I was baffled. I was worried. But again, I gave him much more spicier dish for him to taste. He said, "No, son, this is not even spicier to what I wanted you to give me." And I said, "Sir, I think I've done maximum. I can go further, but I think I'm worried about you." So he said, "Son, come sit." He made me sit and he explained to me, "Son, I grow 125 kind of chilies in my backyard. So you can go ahead and spike my dish further." That's when I actually made it much more spicier and served it to him. So you come across these kind of people who are well versed with. So imagine he had the knowledge of 125 varieties of chilies. So then we started talking about varieties of chilies, where do you source your chilies, what is the spice levels and all that. Is it a blend of chili powder what we use or it's only one thing? Lot of discussions happened. So this is one of the uh, instances what I can recollect.
No, but it was actually amazing that he had sat with you and then he explained it to you that he can tolerate this kind of spice.
Yeah, his tolerance level was much than any good spicy eater. I can say that his tolerance level was very high.
Okay. Uh, I'll dive into the next question, being that food is closely tied to cultural heritage. So, do you see Indian cuisine becoming more standardized globally, or do you think that there is a growing appetite for hyper local, authentic flavors?
So, as you rightly put it, I look at it this way: the food and the culture go in hand. Uh, as we spoke earlier, Indian cuisine is so diverse. For every festival, we have a separate dish attached to it, or things like that. So that is the kind of diversity what we have. Okay, so every particular festival, they make certain kind of food which is eaten in that festival kind of. So there is so much diverse our Indian cuisine is. So there is a lot to be picked up from it, and as I said, somewhere we lack marketing our own cuisine. We need to learn how to market our own cuisine. Until we market it ourselves, nobody from outside will come and market it for you.
Right.
So we, every individual, every Indian, everybody has to be proud of their cuisine, has to speak about their cuisine, has to talk about their cuisine, showcase it to the world what we are and what we can make. That's how we can market our cuisine. Otherwise, we are unable to market our cuisine because it's so diverse.
Right.
So every individual has to chip in to market our cuisine and showcase it to the world that there is so much of food which is still unexplored.
Correct. That is rightly said and rightly put. And I.I.M.U.N aims to bridge academics and industry through these initiatives like these series connecting aspiring professionals within industry leaders. So you have mentored many young chefs, right? So what's one piece of advice you wish someone had given you when you started out?
I lost you in between. Can you repeat the question, please?
So I'm an aim to bridge academics and industry through these initiatives like the C, and we connect all the aspiring professionals with these young leaders. So you have mentored many young chefs. So what's one piece of advice you wish someone had given to you when you had started out?
I just tell them follow your passion.
Right.
I just tell them follow your passion. Uh, because until unless you have the burning desire in you to achieve something, if you don't have that, it's very difficult. Rest all two things. If you have the passion and the right attitude, rest all can be taught or you know teach. You can teach them. You can make them learn, make them understand. But the burning desire has to be within you to learn things. It is not just I'm doing a job. My job is over. You need to keep your eyes and ears open, see what's happening around you. If you're doing something, you should ask question, why I'm putting this, why not this? You need to get involved in everything. That's when you learn the most.
Right. And I think following
So,
is following your
sorry.
following your passion is
Yeah, you need to have that passion in you. I need to learn this dish today, come what may. You might you would have spoiled the dish twice before earlier, but today I will do it and I will learn it.
right.
That should be the determination with which you need to get in and the passion to learn. I have to learn this today, come what may. Yeah.
All right. And sir, now moving on to the very last question. This last question is personally my favorite one. It's
Okay.
a fire round. Obviously, at the end,
Oh,
any hamper like Karan Johar's or gifts. But I will be saying one word, and whatever comes first in your mind, you have to tell us that.
okay. I'll try.
First word is a dish you never get tired of.
Idli.
A chef you admire. A
Sorry.
chef you admire.
Uh, there are plenty. It will be unfair on me to point out at one person.
Okay, but if you had to name one,
Chef Nobu.
uh, one ingredient that makes everything better.
Salt.
Most underrated Indian dish.
Uh, Khichdi, curd rice,
Simply South.
heart and soul.
Street food.
Sorry?
Street food.
Sorry.
Street food.
Uh, Kachori and jalebi.
India.
Uh, Diverse.
Youth.
Uh, for me, youth is legacy. If there is no legacy to take this forward, what is the point?
Very true. And last but not the least is this platform that is I.I.M.U.N.
Uh, Blessing.
Thank you so much, sir. With your permission, I'll also take a few questions
Sure,
from the audience.
sure.
We'll see how many of y'all have questions. This is your time. Y'all can put in your questions, and he himself will be answering to your question. So, we have one question: does food play an important role in India's soft power?
Yes, it does play. It does play a very important role. See, as I said, men needs to learn cooking. I didn't mean to degrade anybody. What I said is a life-saving uh, uh, attribute or a attitude kind of a thing. Similarly, food plays a very important role.
Okay. So, what are your few recommendations of recipes? Like,
It's like asking a mother which kid do you like the most. It's unfair for me. I do go everywhere.
is there any recommendations of your recipe?
uh, Not but I do try everything. I do go out everywhere. Uh, it's not that any particular choice, but my favorite cuisine is Lebanese.
All right. We have another question. For someone of young age who is fascinated by the world of cooking, so what's one habit I should start today if I dream of becoming a chef?
Uh, One is to develop the right kind of palate. Needs to taste a lot of things and understand and decode or demystify the ingredients that goes into that. That's a very important character required for a chef. So when you taste, you should be able to say, "Oh, maybe this is inside that." Uh, you have to develop it over a period of time.
Right.
Some people get it naturally. Some people develop it over a period of time. Actually, my daughter and my son has more better palate than mine.
Right.
So they find faults in my cooking.
Okay. And last question that we can take is: do you think food gets people together by religion and boundaries?
Yes, food gets everybody together. Uh, I'll give you a classic example of Simply South, where we celebrate Christmas, where we celebrate Eid, where we celebrate be it a Ganesh Chaturthi or be it a Ugadi or whatever you name it. So that has nothing to do. Food is much above than all these things. So we celebrate all festivals and we celebrate with equal, with all festive decorations, everything done, all that in a proper way. We celebrate. If we are doing a Eid, we do a Eid for 3 days. If you are doing any iftar, we are doing iftar parties and inviting people. Similarly for Christmas, we last year 2024 we did a festival pertaining to Christmas food. So as I said, food is above all that.
Very true. No, but at I.I.M.U.N also we celebrate each and every festival, be it Christmas, be it Eid, as you said, we celebrate all the festivals at I.I.M.U.N and everyone takes a part in it.
Yes,
Uh,
that is more important than anything else. Everybody getting together, taking part, celebrating each other's success
correct.
and festivities is very important.
And So we'll take a very last question. People say that chefs are good storytellers. So how do you tell a story through food?
Ah, very good question. Uh, every dish has a story or an icon behind it. You need to understand why, what. So I put it this way: maybe our ancestors knew what is the thing, but they were unable to explain the science behind it to us. We need
Right.
to understand that science behind the each dish, why it is eaten in a particular season.
Correct.
We forget seasonality in our cooking, which is very important. Seasonality abroad in Western world, chefs do menus only which are seasonal with the available ingredients only. I think we need also need to learn and adopt to various things like that. Seasonality is one thing which I'm talking about. Now we are getting into summers. So summer food, for example, it's so important to understand. Our ancestors knew what to be eaten, what not to be eaten, but they didn't know the science behind it. Maybe with our technological advancements and our understanding about science, we can demystify that. That's what I put it that way.
Okay. I think we are done here, sir. But thank you so much for taking out so much for joining us in this conversation. And I'm sure that we have, and all of us have, learned a lot more things from you. And we will be inculcating in our